My name is Boghosian. I'm an attorney. And next to me is sitting my best friend, Mr. Alexander Morales, who is also an attorney. How are you, Mr. Morales?
Doing very well.
Thank you very much. The purpose of today's program, Mr. Morales, is to talk a little bit about personal injury matters.
Sure.
First of all, most people understand personal injury as an injury that might have happened during an automobile accident. What would you say to those people?
Well, I mean, personal injury involves any injury, anytime that a person is injured because someone else did something wrong. When someone else is negligent and causes injury, that's when the injured party, the injured person, can seek compensation for those injuries. It could be as a result of slip and fall. It could be as a result of someone pushing someone else.
All right, but you said something very interesting. You said when someone did something wrong, and we would like to explain to you what Mr. Morales means by somebody doing something wrong is that someone didn't do what they were supposed to do, or were negligent in their actions, and directly, or maybe close to directly, if you want to put it indirectly, they were the cause of the accident. And now you brought an example. You said slip and fall. How could someone else do something wrong for them to cause me to be injured during a slip and fall? Could you give us an example?
Sure. For example, it could happen in someone's home. It could happen where someone has spilled something on the floor and didn't clean it up. It could also happen, for example, if there's like a hole in someone's house, or the cracked floor, something along those lines, and then someone comes in, trips, slips on that, that space on that floor, and then injures themselves.
Does it have to be in someone's house? Could it be?
No, it could be
business?
it could be in a store. It could be in business. It actually could be in the street. There's a lot of people who get injured walking on the sidewalk because the floor, the sidewalk has gone up because of the tree roots, and they fall down, and they get injured, and they can seek compensation either from the landowner or from the city sometimes.
Yes, but you have to pay attention to what Mr. Morales said. He says, when, let's say, someone spilled something on the floor and you slept on it, you have to remember that that person or that entity or that agency should have had knowledge of the problem, okay, and reasonable time to cure it. For example, if Mr. Morales is walking behind me in the supermarket and I throw an egg right in front of him and it breaks, and Mr. Morales slips on the egg and falls down and injures himself, the supermarket may not be liable for his injuries, because although there was problem on the floor, Mr. Morales fell inside their business, injured himself. The supermarket did not have the knowledge and reasonable time to cure the problem, so you cannot go after them. Second issue, second thing Mr. Morales mentioned is maybe you would have a claim against the city or the county, where if you fall down on a sidewalk or a pothole and injure yourself. Same goes for the city. The city would need to have knowledge, and that would be probably discoverable through your attorney. They need to contact the city and see whether anyone has ever contacted them, anyone has ever informed them that the sidewalk had a crack or the tree was sick and was breaking apart, and whether the city had enough time to come and cure that problem. Remember, one more thing about suing public entities is that you have to remember that you always have to file a claim with them, and time limit, which is called statute of limitation, for filing a claim against the cities or the counties or the government agencies, is much shorter than the one against a private individual. That is why, to my opinion, if I'm not wrong, Mr. Morales, if you are injured because of someone else's fault or negligence or mistake, you need to contact an attorney so that you know your rights.
That's correct, because you need to be aware of the rights according to the location where you're at. I mean, different places will have different requirements. You have to be very careful with those.
And last advice, document everything that you do with regards to your injury, from your doctors, emergency, anything that happens, any phone calls that you make, anyone who contacts you, anyone who takes notes with regards to your injury. If the police comes to the scene, or if there's a mall security guard, take their name, take a report number, so that you could help your attorney to deal with your case as soon as possible.
Yes, and in terms of documenting, I mean, people think, what does that mean? Well, it can mean like writing notes. It can also mean taking photographs. It can mean making a recording of different things. Photographs can be the most powerful piece of evidence in personal injury cases. It's a lot easier to take a photograph of someone's bruise and showing what that meant, and that way, like, the person can see the injury, so.
Especially nowadays that everyone's telephone has a high
correct.
quality camera. Use that camera. Mr. Morales is correct. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Morales. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.